Alright guys, welcome back to day 9. Today is the video that everyone has been waiting for. My whole entire comment sections, my message queues, everything has been filled with this very topic, okay? The Myrtle Beach queue and how I managed to shoot 86 in a single day. And for some reason I'm not allowed to do that, but I did that and I'm about to talk to you guys about that. There is no excuses here. This is gonna be very honest, and it's also gonna talk a lot about the mental side of what happened, so let's get right into it. All right, so Jacob has edited this entire video. I have not seen it. I have not seen any footage since the Myrtle Beach queue, and I'm about to watch it for the first time with you guys. And I'm also just gonna talk through thought processes and how I felt going to the first tee, how I felt before the first tee, the day before. There was a lot going on in my head. And I also wanna take this back a little bit farther to almost a year ago, when a lot of you guys will probably remember when I got a sponsor's exemption into PGA Tour Canada, and I played the Osprey Valley Open, and that was obviously an incredible experience. I learned so much from it, and it's something that I would do again if I had the opportunity. I would never want to like not do that just because I didn't perform well. After that, obviously, I finished dead last. There was a lot of hate in the comments. I had negative comments from that particular event for probably 6 months. It's all I saw. I think that going into the Myrtle Beach queue, to be just completely honest, that was still affecting me. Like, I could not get over the fact that there's a lot of negativity coming my way, and as a human, that's just sometimes hard to deal with. And I think that going into Myrtle Beach, I was slightly concerned about possibly, there was comments, even just on the like collab post I did with Myrtle Beach, there was like these comments about, oh, like Tig's gonna finish last. It's impossible for me, like I try to stay out of the comment sections, but it's impossible for me to not like see all of those. So mentally, I gotta be honest, I just kind of crumbled. Like, I completely just kind of fell underneath the pressure of everything that I was feeling. And this is obviously like, this is me. Like, I'm just telling you guys exactly what happened. This was not like a lack of practice or a lack of like working hard. I do those things every single day, but I really did fall underneath the pressure of everything that has happened in the last year. And then obviously going into this tournament, there's a lot of high expectations. As a human, I have had a really hard time with that, and I think it got to me pretty bad. So we're gonna watch this back. It's a pretty short video, but I'm gonna talk through some of the things I was feeling in particular shots because I can remember very well. So let's hit the first tee shot.
Now on the tee with the 8:33 starting time, playing out of
first tee. I will say that I was very unprepared for this. In general, I didn't have a plan going into it. I actually hit my first tee shot pretty good. I hit a little bit left, short of the bunker, 2-iron off the first tee. I mean, missed the first fairway, wasn't good, but I played the first hole relatively normal, I guess you could say. I missed the fairway, hit the center of the green, had 30 feet for birdie, kind of just where I was expecting. Like, I hit that second shot, we're at 1 and 2. Rolled it up there to 2 feet, which was pretty good. And it felt really good to make a par on the first hole, it really did, because I was feeling a lot of pressure. Mentally, I was not okay, to be honest. This right here is kind of where things immediately started to go in a direction that was not positive. I hit this tee shot left. I did not have a plan going into this tournament. When I showed up to the range, I had a two-way miss, especially with my driver, and I was just mentally in shambles from the very first tee. So I hit this tee shot left, thankfully across up there, and I think that I was because of the place that I was mentally, it was really hard for me to come back from missing such a big fairway. And once again, mentally, I just wasn't in a good spot. So I punched this out hit it way too far, hit it across the fairway, and just ended up in almost just as bad of a spot. So I feel like it was kind of compounding bad decisions here. Almost broke my hand there, but hit it. That shot played again. Oh no. I thought that shot was playing again. I forgot I had to do another shot off the grass, so I hit it in the bunker. I think this was my 5th shot now. No, this is my 6th shot out of the bunker. Actually, a pretty good bunker shot there.
Depending on pace,
this is uncomfortable to watch, I'm not gonna lie.
But
it's hard.
I know you know that pace, so I like that. Attaboy.
Make a 10-footer for double bogey. And then, oh my gosh, the next 5 holes, I actually did something that I've never done in my entire life in golf. That squirrel was chasing that ball. Kind of once again here, I was left and I was just trying to put myself back in play here, and I hit it to the opposite side of the fairway. This was a, like, not being able to control what I was feeling, and I started to just kind of compound on bad decisions and bad shots. And I think, to be completely honest, by this point, I had already kind of checked out mentally, which, you know, that's me just owning that. Like, there's no other explanation. And so I made just bad decisions compounded on each other, and I ended up making another double bogey here.
There.
I look good though. This was my first tournament wearing bad birdie. So double bogey, and it gets better. Just missed the fairway right here. This was a really interesting tee shot because I couldn't, driver was there was not enough room there, and then I hit 2-iron right. Should have hit 4-iron off the tee. Put myself back in play. Once again, just kind of chasing it. 3rd shot. I remember hitting a really good shot here and thinking that it was going to be pretty decent, and I flew the green. I remember I just hit this long because it was short-sighted. There was only probably 4 feet of green there, so I just hit it long. Kind of accepted a 2-putt here to make another double bogey. So that's now 3 double bogeys in a row. That's rough. And I thought I hit a pretty good shot here, and then realized that I didn't take enough club. I think I chunked it or something. Now hitting 3. Four double bogeys in a row. No, he already knew that I checked out. This was my 2nd shot on the par 5, which there was some room up there, and I hit a little bit right of the green with my 2nd shot, which wasn't a terrible spot, but then watching this back, it's like, oh, this was actually unbelievable. This pin was insane, but like watching this back, I obviously, I feel like I've learned so much since then, and I don't. Watch this. Oh, that's when that came back again. Yeah, that was my 4th shot.
Not actually,
and
right?
I hit it 2 feet short of the pin and it rolls all the way back. But like, there's so many things that can be said here about like what happened, and it's like, like I could just sit here and be like, yeah, I played a bad round of golf and I hit it in the wrong spots or whatever. But I don't think this had much to do with golf, to be completely honest. This was purely mentally. I came down like a freaking, what is it, a Jenga tower. Like, I pulled the wrong pin and I came down. And there is no, like, I have no excuses here other than it's like, I know, watching this back, I totally understand how I did not control the way that I thought. I did not control the way that I felt going into the first, going up to the first tee. I was defeated already, and it was because of the way that I didn't prepare. I was too concerned about what people thought. Like, there was just so many things happening, and as a human, I think that probably happens a lot, and it just takes time to be able to learn how to deal with these things. This is actually a pretty good chip here. It was really fast running away from it, and I remember hitting a pretty decent shot there, and I think that I make this next putt for 2 pars in a row. Yeah. So I literally went par, double, 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 par, par. So the first hole and then the 7th and 8th hole were the only 2 pars that I made on the front 9. And it's crazy because, you know, people will be like, tournament golf is hard and all these other things, which totally agree with. But I think the harder thing to do is to be able to control the way you think and control, like, the feelings and emotions you're having, and then be able to perform on top of that. And that's something I did not do today. I think I ended up making a bogey on 9. Yeah, so 11 over on the front 9 alone.
That's hit so far. I'm scared about it.
And then 10th hole, I remember hitting a really good shot here. So after hole number 10, I feel like a lot of people, this happens on a golf course where you kind of get to a point where you're like, F it. I think for hole number 10, that was me. And when I look back now, and obviously I was there, I played, and I understand like the impact that your attitude has. And I've done a lot of work off the golf course since this day, because this was truly one of the, like, it was one of the hardest days I've had on a golf course. And I remember when I finished this day, I went to my wife and I said, if I can't learn how to control my emotions on a golf course, I will quit. And I told her that, and that was for real, because I can play as bad as golf. Like, if I played this round of golf and I was able to control the way that I thought and to control my emotions, then I'm okay with that. But after this day, I told her, I said, I will quit playing this game if I can't learn how to control the way that I think on a golf course. And I was serious. Like, I'm not gonna become a person who has no control over their emotions, their thoughts, just trying to play a game like this. And it was a very reality check for me, and that was almost a really good birdie. But as you can see here, I think this was where I kind of started to shift it. But like I said, it was a major reality check for me, and even just like in my life on a golf course and in just my personal life. Like, that was a really good shot. This was like I was starting to be affected by this off the golf course, because I just was so consumed by wanting to play better golf. And I thought, like, the more practice I do, the more the more things I like, the more work that I put in, that's gonna help me get better at golf, and clearly not the case. This was the best hole of the day. I hit a really good drive, and then I hit just a really hard 8-iron from like 179 maybe. Hit it to like 12 feet for eagle, and
Hi, boy.
made the putt. So back to plus 10 after 14. Really wasn't, I mean, after being plus 11, you wouldn't think that was too bad. I remember hitting a real spinny drive out to the right here, and like I said, just had a two-way miss going with the driver. This was actually a cool shot. Hit a massive slice with the 4-iron. Actually overcooked it. I did not think I could miss this ball right, and I missed it right at the green.
Did you hit the tree?
But my driver got me in a lot of trouble again, and like I said, this feels like a lifetime ago because I've done so much work on the golf course, like practicing, because I understand there's like driver got me in a lot of trouble, but also just off the golf course, like changing the way that I think and like choosing to have a more just positive outlook regardless of how I play. You see a little temper there. Tried to go, actually I remember this was unbelievable. No, that was probably a shot I should have went under the tree, but I got a little bit aggressive there. Eagle and then bogey right after that. It's nice, right back to plus 12. Another ball in the water. It's actually quite amazing. And then I remember at this point I was just like, get me off this golf course. I had nothing else to give. Felt bad for Austin that day. It was a decent putt. Yeah, we both learned a lot that day. It's kind of like sobering to watch this back because so much has changed since then. It's been literally, has it been like 2 months? 3 months almost?
It was that March.
Yeah, it's been like 2 months, I guess, or like beginning.
Was it March?
I think so. Oh, 18. This was actually 8. This was an unbelievable par. Kept me from shooting 87. 30-footer on the last for par. Like there's a lot there, and there's so many people who are gonna rip that apart, and to be honest, I've gotten past that. Like I get so many negative messages every day, and it's like I've kind of stepped away from the comments and the messages, and I understand that it's like I'm choosing to put myself out there. I'm not the only person who gets negative comments online. It's just me putting myself in that position. I am accepting that is a possibility, and that is what happens in this industry. But I think for me, there's a lot to learn here, and I think it's also it's important to understand that no matter what happens on the golf course, I know that if I can understand how to control the way that I think, if I can not attach so much identity to actually the score of what I'm shooting, then it's like, that's where I'm okay with shooting a high score in a tournament, because it happens to everyone. But after this day, like I said earlier, I actually did make the decision of thinking, like, as a person, I don't want to keep going down this road, and if I can't get this in check, then it's not worth it to me to keep playing golf, at least at any competitive environment. I can sit here and be like, dude, this is like, it's so hard, like the negative comments, all this stuff. It's like, as far as being on a golf course, that was hard, but like, this is not hard. Like, if you don't talk about hard, like, talk to someone who is like fighting for their life in the hospital. Like, that's hard. This is not hard. This is just it's what I do, and it's not who I am. And I think that because I experienced a lot of negativity, sometimes I've started to attach my identity to that, and I don't think that's good. And I don't think that's good for anyone in any industry doing any type of thing. If your identity starts to become these very earthly things, it's like that's unhealthy for anyone. So I think it's like a reality check for me, and maybe it's a reminder for some of you guys, but that's it. That's the Myrtle Beach Q, and there's no excuses as to like, oh, like, you know, I wasn't swinging well that day, or I was like, no. I don't have any of that for you guys, and I think that I have a lot left. And the last thing I want to say is I'm not quitting. All right, this is not the last time you're gonna see me in a competitive environment, and I believe that I have a lot more. So hope you guys enjoyed. This was very honest. It was very simple, and that's it. That's the Myrtle Beach Q, and that's how I shot 86. See you guys tomorrow.